Hello everybody, RVMan 985 here, and as expected, I've got episode 14. And in episode 14 is Arcana Art, which tells you something. I've beaten MIldred Avalon long since after the update video. And as you can tell from Arcana Art, it is an all-female game. And no, I didn't buy this because it was an all-female game. I thought it was interesting and fun. And it is. Well, to an extent. And the extent comes in to the boss I'm going to be facing in this exhibition. Yes. I'm pretty sure you know the one. She's in my episode 14 update and it's MIldred Avalon. Anyway, this game is basically young maidens fighting with mythical creatures called elementals. And those elementals can be used to screw over your opponents in many ways, like fling swords, shoot fireballs, spring up Venus flytraps, use vines, or absorb them from the shadows, or things like that. And even stop time and fill the board with water. There are 11 characters in this game, each of them with their own strengths and weaknesses, and all of them have one thing in mind: to defeat MIldred Avalon. Well, their reasons for doing so is, well, you're just going to have to play the game to see for yourself, because it's really not much to explain on that note. Anyway, this is me proving to everyone and I'm going to do this crazy feat and go through with it, much to my dismay. Oh, and you also noticed something else. I turned off the time limit. There is a reason, and I will explain that later. Right now, I'm going to go into the story mode because it'll be the easiest way for me to actually fight the boss. Story mode is basically simple. It has its own story. Each of the 11 girls have their own way. But the first and second fight are optional fights. The third, it's a mandatory mid-boss fight. And the fourth and the fifth fight are optional. And the sixth onward are all mandatory fights. You have to fight that rival. Anyway, here are the elementals I've shown so far, which is Ling Gong, Niptra, and of course our Calcos we'll be seeing a lot of later on in this playthrough. The one I'm taking on is Patrinius. I think that's how you pronounce your name. Because, well, that one actually I would use most. Anyway, what's happening here is they have 8 days to stop the void. Well, there's basically 8 days before two worlds become one due to a void that MIldred Avalon had created. Something similar to Mega Man X5, where Zero had 16 hours to save the world from total disaster. Arcana Hearts have the cast with 8 days to fight their rivals, but instead of losing the game if they don't make it in time, the last day they fight MIldred. And see, there's the optional. And speak of the devil, as I skip through most of the story, the last fight itself will take place aboard a floating castle. Yes, they're floating above Tokyo on a hieroglyph. Kinda reminds me of a certain stage I know and despise. Yeah, you guys know the one. It's in Final Fantasy XII. But anyway, this is Mildred. Kinda looks like Sailor Uranus. And sounds like her too. Japanese version anyway. But still, there is a reason why I hate this girl. You will find out soon enough after the cutscene. I mean, besides the fact she's stealing dialogue from Sosuke Aizen of Bleach, and is doing the same thing that Shao Kahn did in Mortal Kombat. Oh, by the way, that's the next thing I'm going to be doing after this game. Mildred is just a plain bitch. Also, she hires a kidnapper to kidnap the person who I'm playing right now. Yeah, an assassin, sorry. By the way, that's really stupid because the person's actually going to come to you to try to stop this nonsense. Oh, and here's the versus screen. Every time you see this, you'll see the Maiden and the Arcana they're using. Here's the problem with Mildred. Mildred has almost all of the Arcanas, so you will only see that glyph in the background. That, and you won't even get to fight her in the form you just saw. This is what you get. This spamming, cheap cocoon that is constantly blasting lasers and homing in on your character. Oh, and this cocoon has a stipulation. If you beat the cocoon, you get possibly an easier fight. But see, that's not gonna happen. You wanna know why? Because I lost. And now that I've lost, guess what? We get the Mildred that everybody who has played this game and possibly lost to that boss to gets, that they all know and hate. Bitch mode Mildred. And in bitch mode, she has 9 super bars. That is not fair. That is not fair at all. Not to mention the psychic and cheating AI cliche comes into effect in this game. So guess what? It's going to be one hell of a fight. Anyway, let's get started. Let the carnage begin. I'm feeling lucky today. Oh, and another thing, the computer does more damage than you do, no matter what character you have. So anyway, let's go. Oh, damn it! Stop it! Oh, and that's another reason why she's a bitch. You see that little move she just did? That took almost like a third of my life. Here's the messed up part about this. Bitch mode Mildred can do that 9 times. Oh, and also, she doesn't have to pay magic in order to pull off crap like that. So let's try that again and see if we get lucky this time. I doubt it, but let's see. Yeah, that's right. She doesn't have to pay special bars to pull off the magic spell she just pulled off just now. Because last time I checked, most of the maidens have to do that. It's costs 1 special bar in order to do what Mildred is doing for free. She can do this in both forms, so yeah. But it's only easier because Mildred has 0 forms compared to 9, which is what I'm fighting right now. You are cheap! God, I hate you! She just did the same move over and over again! That was bullshit! Damn that woman. Alright, one more time. This time is the trick. It won't be like the update video, I swear. Here we go. Let's do this. And once again, I lost to the cocoon. So guess what? Bitch mode again. This time, it was my lucky day. Cause I get to be a cheap ass too! Call me what you will. The only saving grace is Mildred just spams projectiles. She doesn't have physical attacks. And she doesn't sweep, she doesn't strike. All she does is just snap and snap. And every time she snaps, she unleashes some sort of elemental magic from whatever elemental that she's already have. And the only thing is, if she actually did have... Now see, if she actually did have physical attacks, sorry if I'm repeating myself, she would be even more cheesier and she'd just be flat out impossible. But since she can only sit and spam magic, sweeping her would be the best option. Which is what I was trying to do before she does things like this. Oh god, I'm almost dead. Oh god, not again. I'm almost dead. I gotta kill her. I gotta kill her. Oh, thank you, God. Oh, thank you, God. It's over. Oh, that had to be the hardest shit I have been through. I am never fighting this bitch again. Sad part is, I've beat her with every single character in the game. Yeah, you like that, Mildred? It's called you getting your ass whipped. After, well, 6 attempts. So, my thoughts on the game. If it's versus, it's actually pretty fun. It can be easy to get to because it's a 4-button scheme. Well, utilizes the 4-button scheme, and of course, it plays like a Street Fighter game or something like in that sense. The only reason that it would be not fun or frustrating is because if you're going to the story mode and fighting Mildred, you're just gonna get your ass severely handed to you. Most of the girls on this game, no problem. Maybe a few broken characters here and there. And translation error. And again, there's translation error in that last line. I'm not going to point that out. Anyway, the fact is, the music's great. They may have a translation error here and there, but nothing worth sneezing at. However, my problem is, originally, they were going to have Japanese voice actors with translated subtitles. However, that's not even the case. Another thing. You think you could do to the computer what the computer did to you as far as Mildred's concerned? No, you can't. And you want to know why? Mildred is not playable. Not at all. So, you're just sitting there pissed off because once you beat the game with all the girls, that's it. You've unlocked one mode in the game, maybe 2, and a few gallery arts. That's it. You're better off fighting on versus with this game. And from what I've heard, the sequel to this game, the next 2, are harder than this one. You don't know what I said to that? I don't own a PS3, and I'm stopping with Arcana Heart 1. 1 is enough. Granted, I enjoy the game, but still, I don't want to have to go through the same shit I went through with Mildred. I'm sorry. I've seen the brutal videos. I also see the fact that Mildred returns as an Arcana. That's like the developer's way of saying, spiritually, you're playing as Mildred. No, fuck that shit. If Mildred's broken as hell and cheesy as hell, sorry, why am I repeating myself? She should be playable. Seriously, she should be playable. But no, she's not. Instead, she's just there to spam and troll people. Then again, now that I stop and think about it, if she becomes playable, they'll do her to what Neo Geo Battle Coliseum did to King Lion, and that's horribly nerf her. So if she ever does face herself in a mirror match, she'll obviously lose. They would do something like that. But anyway, all in all, the game is actually enjoyable in multiplayer form. I would recommend this game to somebody who's a fan of all female fighting girl games, and more importantly, anime games, whether they're fighting or RPG. The fact is, it's always fun to be a complete and total dick to your opponent in versus mode with this game. And with that, I say, I'm done with this game. I've beaten the game with every last character. I've saw the extras, and they're not really that much to shoot for. So, with that, I will call it quits. This is RVMan 985. I will see you guys in Mortal Kombat 2000. Oh, god damn it! I didn't mean to do that. I'll see you guys at Mortal Kombat 2011. Peace out for now.